What's up, everybody? My name is Shorifu, and welcome to the final Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Theory video. Well, we finally made it here. Game Theory finished their Security Breach videos, Steelbull gives us no updates, and of course, 8 hours of research into 3 in the morning, so many hours later, I finally solved the biggest mystery name. I found the answers that Matt, Pat, and Game Theory, or that we're all looking for. So, as you guys can see from the title, I'm saying Game Theory is wrong. I'm saying Vanessa is Patient 46, but I solved the biggest mystery in the game. How is everything tied together? Well, we're here to discuss the retro CDs, Vanessa, Vanny, Glitch Trap, and the Afton connection. These are all the important things that led me to it. We are not going to be discussing any of the I'll mention the endings, but we're not going to be discussing anything else from there. I covered most of this stuff actually when the game came out, like the same month. However, the perks of being an unknown small YouTuber is that no one cares and a lot of people didn't watch. But that's actually good because it let me fix up a lot of my theories where I had some inclination of what may or may not be right, and I was able to piece everything back together. However, after compiling all my old scripts, rewatching many old videos, going through many Let's Plays, not just my own, and rereading the emails and audio logs, I think I have the answer that Matt was looking for. In this video, we will not only be covering the retro CDs, but we will also be having a self-debate critique with the final half of Game Theory's final Security Breach video. In that video, Matt tried to paint Patient 46 as a child, which I will be debunking later on in this video. Before we start, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, help support the channel. I would love to keep doing more theory videos, or just, I just love doing YouTube in itself. And remember, you guys can check out I have a theories playlist, and I have a Security Breach playlist, where you can see that I called Vanessa Vanny being the same person through the Steam info page. I also have a lot of other stuff to go through there, so yes, please check that out if you have the time. So, you're here for my newest and final theory. Well, you're gonna have to wait till the middle of this video, because after all, evidence is key. So, let's kind of get a lot of general knowledge out of the way. There are 16 CDs in the game that you find once you upgrade Freddy's eyes with Roxy's eyes. The overall basic general knowledge that we have of these CDs are that there are 2 patients, 5 therapists, and they both talk 8 times split evenly. For Vanessa, we get information or confirmation that she is the one that Lewis was sending emails from FNAF AR. She seems to be very dedicated to her work. She follows instructions, and it is confirmed she purchases fake fur for her Vanny costume. In addition, she seems to be having conversations with an unknown individual through encrypted messages during work hours. For Patient 46, besides personality traits that we are not going to be going over right now, we seem to understand that they are a very good hacker, and they are also sending encrypted messages to someone or something that looks like a rabbit. And they seem to be the manipulator behind the messages sent. The main evidence to support that Vanessa and Vanny are the same person because, well, Vanny is Patient 46. Vanessa is Patient 71. They have a split personality disorder. How do we know they're the same person? Well, we have to specifically look at retro CD 6, 7, and 14. In CD 6, it's the first session with a new therapist. This is the third therapist between the two, or between the one. But what's most important is that their first ever meeting, or Therapist 3's first ever meeting, is with the Vanny personality, aka that of Patient 46. In this CD, Therapist 3 offers Patient 46 candy, who gladly accepts it. In the next CD, we have Vanessa's first interaction with Therapist 3, and something strange happens right in the beginning. Therapist 3 offers Vanessa a candy. Now, while this may not be the groundbreaking evidence everyone was looking for, what makes it very interesting is that the therapist mentions what flavor the candy is today, implying that Vanessa has taken one before and is just letting her know what flavor to expect. Vanessa obviously denies the candy and the conversation moves on. While, again, this candy piece is not huge evidence, it is very odd for a therapist to make a mistake about their client, especially considering their entire job is to understand a person and know about them. Therapy is about having their patient have full trust, confiding secrets in them, and knowing. It's the study of, your said people or that person. So, this goes to show that the last time they met, which would be impossible for Therapist 3 to have met Patient 71 before, as they just started last CD, she took a candy. But enough about candy. I mean, candy is candy, and it's not that much of hard evidence. It's just very odd for a therapist to make a mistake about their client. But let's look at CD 14. This is where we get a lot of blatant information that shows the two are the same person. We get information from our newest therapist asking an aggressive rhetorical question about the Pizzaplex, and if Patient 46 knows it. Which, of course, they do, as she says that as well. But what's important is that the technicians believe they know patient 46. No, they do know her. But the reason why she states she changes that they know her and then they said they believe they do is because they don't know about the Vanny personality. They do not know that Vanessa has two personalities. What they see is a blonde security guard messing with their animatronics and machines. They don't know that it's not Vanessa. It's not the Vanessa. It was a Vanny personality there. And then to double down on this, to double down that a mistake from technicians, a mistake to the normal human eye is when you see someone there, you assume that is that person. Okay? And I'm not trying to say, I'm not saying there's two Vanessas or there's the illusion disc with Baby, where there's no book powers in this. What I'm trying to say is that the technicians saw a blonde security guard messing with their machinery, and they only know that one person to be Vanessa. That's why they say they know her. The therapist says they think they know you because she knows she's talking to Vanny right there. And then to double down on that, the images and footages of Vanessa they have there, all the pictures and machinery is distorted, which we all know from in-game is Vanny's ability to mess with electronics. That's why cameras are messed up, the Glamour crew cannot see her, and Gregory's malfunction when Vanny is near. All the information or evidence they had is not hard concrete evidence because it's all distorted like that. Now, here's where I'm going to be bringing Game Theory and MatPat's video. This is where we kind of see he tried to paint a narrative to fit his own story, and it's kind of wrong. Matt is forcing the idea that this patient is a child, when in turn, it's more likely the side of Vanessa, aka Vanny, is childlike. Remember, she acts like one. Vanny is always skipping around, asking if you're having fun yet. To her, the chase, the thrill, it's all just fun. It's just a game, a deadly game. But what makes this important is that literally, or what debunks MatPat and Game Theory's theory, or the second half of that entire video, literally is in the second CD when Therapist 1 is talking to Patient 46 and states, quote, "You know everyone associated with this company gets performance reviews, right? They are not employing a child. Patient 46 is confirmed associated with the company getting a performance review. Even the therapist who works for Fazbear Industries gets a performance review. It is the next line right after that in CD2. Therefore, the entire idea of Patient 46 being a child is completely neglected. Completely neglected. Now, I'm not trying to be very, mean or spiteful or send any malice. I'm just, super emotional, and like I said, I've been writing this for 8 hours. So my apologies. Please, nobody kill me. So, this in turn shows that Patient 46 is an employee of Fazbear Corp and is going to their regularly sanctioned therapy session. While Game Theory and I do have similar viewpoints on how Vanessa and Vanny are the same person, and with the 2-star MVP of that being Vanessa's soul in the burning building, Matt seems to be way off when it comes to Patient 46. Game Theory purposely cuts off sentences and misinterpreted various lines from each therapy session in order to fit their own narrative, and it just doesn't work out when you listen to the entire audio file. Take here at the 14-minute 8-second mark on Game Theory's Declude That Almost Solves Everything video that Patient 46 answers things in cold, detached ways, when it's not true at all. As you can see in CD2 and CD15, Patient 46 enjoys the therapist suffering, or the therapist having to, try to solve the mystery beyond that. They act like a rude, ignorant child, trying to act like they don't know what is happening, but letting the fleeting joy of being manipulative come across their face with a smile. In addition, if we want to go grammatically, we can also go to that Patient 46, according to the final therapist, had a great childhood, as in it already happened. However, I'm not here to try to dissect every little thing in the video and counter it to be nitpicked or taking it out for the sake of theory, or narrative, like cutting it off for people of all ages kind of thing. Look, after watching Game Theory's video about 11 times, it led me to the answer I was looking for, okay? And it wasn't that the therapists, which only one was confirmed dead, possibly mangled by machinery, and the other 2 were missing. It wasn't that. It wasn't, 46 is a child or even a robot. Do you remember when Matt was talking about the postage room and tying it to the crying child in the Afton family? That right there was the answer I could never figure out. Why had Vanny lied in her therapy sessions? What purpose was that room for, and who was it actually for? Well, the answer, brace yourself. That room was for Vanny. And I mean Vanny as in Vanessa with the soul of Elizabeth Afton. Now, I know hearing the name Elizabeth Afton isn't this amazing news or anything new, but I'm serious. Vanessa A does not mean or is not Vanessa Afton. In fact, she's not related to them at all. But she possesses the soul of Elizabeth Afton. How and why did I get to this point? Well, I'm going to break it down in 5 points. Okay? I'm going to break it down in 5 simple points. 1. Vanny is known to have stayed in the pizzeria located under the Pizzaplex for many days. To show that she was there, you can go downstairs and you can see graffiti of a rabbit pointing to an isolated bed in an underground cave. Roman numerals depicting how many days she's been down there, aka, we all know that she likes dark, secluded places. And the fact that every wired machine from the Pizzaplex is rigged and plugged into the Afton Energy animatronic charger down there for Burn Trap, for the revival. That takes a lot of manpower to do that. You don't just make a Pizzaplex and it's all wired down to one person. 2. I re-listened to each CD and audio log, and I finally understood the encrypted messages. They were just Vanessa talking to Vanny and vice versa. Vanny is close to Glitchtrap, can hear Glitchtrap and William Afton, can do what he wants. I can further delve into that after I finish these points, but remember, Vanny's messages are just relaying what Glitchtrap and William Afton want to do. As we look at each CD and therapy session, we see Vanessa fall slowly into Glitchtrap's control, and there's less Vanessa and more Vanny. From CD 1, she defends that she's not talking to anyone abruptly. To CD 3, she states that she's supposed to be a good girl. CD 5, quote, lots of people know more than I do. Sometimes I need to listen. And then CD 11, when she finally purchases the rabbit costume. So what does this mean? Well, Vanny, with the help of Glitchtrap, is an amazing hacker. And how did Vanessa get a job she wasn't qualified for? Well, there were orders that came from the top. And who was at the top, or was at the top of Fazbear Industries? Well, the man who founded it himself, Glitchtrap, William Afton. Or who at least knows how to control and threaten them, especially being a top-level hacker and trying to find information to get to the spot they want. Number 3, in turn, the only thing that could tie everything together is that Vanessa, once infected from Glitchtrap, saw herself as an Afton, or left herself more open to being possessed from Elizabeth. This is why she has the same backstory as Elizabeth. Reasons would make more sense because she is working to bring him back. She wants to be a good girl. She tries to impress and be, she tries to be helpful to her father. This lets Elizabeth's soul live on within her, and it causes her to be an Afton. Vanny is an Afton. That personality is an Afton. And I'm not going to count, again, the book abilities for Illusion of Baby walking around, because there's too many intricacies that don't work, and things that don't work out if there are 2 Vanessas. But, also, if we look at a hack version where we have the model viewer, there's only one model of Vanessa. Number 4, in CD 6, it's very important to take note of this. A therapist says to 46 that she read about her past and with her parents. So, patient 46, and she reads the past, and it goes, quote, it felt like you were reading something from a book and not, from a book, then you were talking about your own past. As we all know, in the final CD, patient 46 lied about their past and narrative. We get this information from that CD. We got information from the CD that Vanessa's father's name was Bill, that it was manipulated, used her, did something to the mother. Vanessa gets scared hearing that name, saying she acted like a good girl. The past, the backstory is Elizabeth's backstory. It's not hers. That's why it felt like you were reading something from a book rather than talking about your own past. Vanessa's past is great. She had a great childhood. She had great parents. Elizabeth's past, it was not. It was that past. And with the soul of it, Vanny's personality having that, that's where that is. And last but not least, what really gave me the answer I needed is our good friend Lewis. Well, actually, it was Matt in Game Theory talking about FNAF AR and VR. But check out this email. Hey Ness, just a quick FYI. I know I mentioned trigger words, but the AI is actually a little more sophisticated than that. Of course, there are people like me watching the system too. Very important, me watching the system. So, the word compliance by itself isn't going to set off any red flag, but the sentence how to induce compliance in human subjects, how to induce self-compliance, did actually get my attention. I also thought it was strange that these were immediately followed by searches that couldn't possibly have any relevant answers for you. Did you search for help by itself? Vanessa typed help in between her searching for very dark and strange subjects because she knew something was wrong with her. There was something that was something she would never do, and she was losing control. And it was her last chance before her split personality was born for anyone to say or do anything, and Lewis let her down. As we mentioned, she talks to Lewis in the first therapy session. But after this point, that's it. Vanny was born at that point. You don't normally type in induce compliance in human subject and then search for help immediately by itself or between it. It was a message for anyone to save her, to notice things were wrong. But it was left alone, just like we left it for months. Now, the only possible hole I could think of this is that Glitchtrap is alive in the Pizzaplex computer systems. As we could see in CD16 as well, Therapist 5 mentions that there's a glitch that goes back to the origin, and that that the glitch stopped being a glitch and turned into an intentional set of subroutines that were aimed at creating the same glitch and went back to Vanny. However, it wouldn't make sense because that would be two different encrypted messages, and we already know 46 is sending manipulative messages. So with that, it kind of debunks itself, but there could be something there that Glitchtrap is alive in the system. However, me getting mad at game theory really gave me the answer we were all looking for. Vanessa is not an Afton, but she has Elizabeth's soul. We know now Elizabeth's soul possesses Vanny, or Vanessa in this case, but is more evident in Vanny. And to double down on this, Retro CD6 seems to add this, as well as CD16, that Vanessa had a great past. Her past is oddly and strangely aligned with Elizabeth's soul, or Elizabeth's past. This also doubles down that why Baby's mask is empty in the blob. If remember, we look at every single mask in the blob, they all have red eyes in their soul and power still intact. You know who doesn't? Baby in there, because we know Elizabeth Afton exists in there, and that's why she thinks her past is that of a broken family. She thinks she has Elizabeth's past. That's why she rebuilt Gregory, who is an animatronic. That's why she has the staff bots set up as the Afton family, doesn't care about the mother, and is doing everything in her power to resurrect Burntrap William Afton. But guys, that's just a theory, a joyful theory. Let's go. Thank you guys for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. Definitely check out my other ones when I covered the CDs back in December, or all the endings. I really wanted to say thank you to Game Theory, you know, everybody who commented or watched my stuff. Well, Game Theory didn't, but I'm just saying for the inspiration, the hope, and I didn't mean to come off as super mean or nitpicky. It's just, like I said, I spent about like 6-7 hours researching and writing this. And yeah, everyone have a great one. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.